So David, you
All right, we're on.
Alright. Levi, you wanna open us with a word of prayer again?
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather here this evening to just ask that you watch over us, protect us, keep us safe. Thank you for all the blessings that you provide for us. And be with us as we conduct county business. Just ask that you be with us in our decision making. Let us do the very best that we can. Watch over our community and be with all those who are struggling and going through health challenges. We just ask this in your precious name, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Walter, you wanna pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm using the wrong one here, I guess we're back. Alrighty, go ahead and check our quorum.
Alright, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Let's go ahead and check the quorum for tonight's meeting, August 25th. Mr. Booth.
Here.
Ms. Cookenbook.
Present.
Mr. Phillips. Mr. Cox.
Here.
And Mr. Turman.
Yes.
My turn.
Alright, approval of the agenda. Anybody have anything to add to or take away from it? Not, take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Alright, on the motion to approve the agenda as presented, Mr. Booth.
Yes.
Ms. Cookenbook.
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Turman.
Yes.
There.
Next will be the approval of disbursements. Anybody have any questions or corrections or?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second. Motion second, call roll.
Alright, on a motion to approve the disbursements as presented, Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
Ms. Cookenbook.
Yes.
Mr. Booth.
Yes.
And Mr. Turman.
Yes. Next will be the approval of July the 28th, 26th Land Division Ordinance Workshop. And August the 11th, 26th regular meeting. Anybody have any questions or corrections?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Alright, on a motion to approve the minutes from 7/28/26 from Land Division Ordinance Workshop and 8/11/26 regular board meeting, Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Ms. Cookenbook.
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
Mr. Booth.
Yes.
And Mr. Turman.
Yes.
Alright,
Next will be our presentation from Mr. Kitchen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. Members of the Floyd County Board of Supervisors, county staff, and fellow citizens. My name is Paul Kitchen. I'm in the Little River District, and I'm here tonight to present a report from the Floyd County Electoral Board. This evening I have great news, I have good news, and I have bad news.
Oh, no. What are you
First,
leading with?
we are delighted to report that the Hart Intercivic Voting
Yes.
Equipment has been certified by the Department of Elections for use in Virginia.
Very good.
This is great news, and it means that our new voting machines will be shipped to us on August 31st with an estimated delivery date of September the 4th.
Right.
As provided in our purchase agreement, representatives from Hart will be on hand on September the 9th to conduct acceptance testing, training on the new equipment, and assist with the pre-election logic and accuracy testing. A second round of testing, training and testing will be conducted prior to the November 3rd general election. I wanna double dip them and get to know this stuff.
Absolutely.
The testing procedures are open for political party observers and others as allowed by the electoral board. If any of you would like to observe the testing procedures, just let me know and we'll make arrangements for you to come and see that and the new equipment. Second, now the good news. Thanks to our partner here, Danny Lowry, and his emergency management team, we have scheduled an emergency polling place relocation exercise for the Little River precinct at the Floyd Elementary School. This will occur on October the 19th, 2026. The exercise will simulate a structural damage emergency situation that renders the building unsafe and requires evacuation.
Okay.
Officers' election will gather specific materials and equipment and move to the backup location, in this case, Fire Station Number 1. Prior to the exercise, the Office of Elections staff, the Electoral Board will be reviewing and updating our emergency management procedures and protocols. The players will be at the polling place chiefs and their assistants from all 5 of our county precincts. So we're training all of our top people. With Mr. Lowry's assistance, we'll be simulating an actual emergency response.
Good.
The action starts with a call to Sarah Campbell, resulting in a planned sequence of events to assure public safety and the continuity of the election. We also will be inviting members of the political parties, members of the local press, and representation from the county government to observe the event.
Very good.
The overall purpose of the exercise is to assure readiness to handle emergency situations, assure public safety, and the continuity and integrity of an election.
Very good.
Now the bad news. During this past legislative session, the members of the General Assembly brought forth House Bill 968. It was adopted, it became law, and will become law on September 1st, 2026. This bill amended Code 24.2/654. This is an unfunded mandate from our government. The amendment to the law is subtle but costly. The second paragraph of the law reads, "In ascertaining the vote, the officers of election shall use ballot scanning machines to count machine-readable ballots. The officers shall not count machine-readable ballots by hand unless the ballot scanning machine is inoperative, there is no other scanner available, and it would be unreasonable to wait for the inoperative ballot scanner to be made operative or an operative ballot scanning machine to be delivered to the polling place rather than hand counting ballots." So, the Virginia Electoral Board Association and the Voter Registrars Association of Virginia lobbied hard to prevent this language, including personal appeals to legislators and action from our professional lobbyists. There is no impact on election day procedures. We always have that covered. However, our current method of tabulating post-election ballots is to hand count. We get few ballots, and hand counting is the most efficient way to determine the results. This change to the law will force us to use optical scanners, maybe. We're working on it. We are working with the Virginia Department of Elections Commissioner Koski to try to get administrative clarity with the hope of being allowed to hand count post-election ballots by hand when the volume is low. We know that larger localities with high volumes of post-election ballots currently use optical scanners. We don't. We do not because the volume is very low and it's easy to handle it with hand counting. The impact, if we do not get the relief, we will need to purchase 2 additional optical scanners to complete post-election work and comply with the law. As I said, this is an unfunded state government mandate. If we do not get relief, we will be required to capitulate and buy the machines, $12,920 plus shipping and handling investment. I apologize that we were unable to anticipate this. When I came before you and asked for us to purchase new equipment, it was before the legislative session, and we did not anticipate this obscure change to the law. And if we had known, we certainly would have preferred to include this in our original funding request. So I said maybe we're gonna have to use optical scanners. We're working at this from 3 different angles. One, we're working with the Department of Elections to try to issue a Virginia administrative code that allows hand counting below a certain threshold. They have to work with the patron of the bill and the legislator. They haven't responded yet. Second, we're trying to work with Hart Intercivic to come up with a technical solution that will allow us to reuse election night voting machines in the post-election ballot processing.
Right.
We're working on it. And then the third, of course, is the only option but to purchase the additional equipment. So there you have it, the great, the good, and the not so good. So what we would ask is for you to consider funding for the additional machines, and if we don't have to spend it, we won't.
Why 2?
2, because when we do post-election work, we are doing provisionals and SDR, that's one group, and then we were doing the remaining mail-in ballots. So it's 2 separate precincts, so to
Correct.
speak, that we do that.
Is that per scanner or for 2 scanners?
That's for the 2 scanners.
For 2.
So they keep them
Yeah,
separate.
we don't
No,
need
I
any
meant price.
peripherals, we can reuse all the peripherals. That's just the machines that we're gonna ask for.
So you're roughly $13,000 time
Right.
you had shipping and everything,
Yeah.
or more.
Well, I think
Plus
it'll be a
or
little
minus.
more, we're already at 13, we-
Yeah, less $8.
right, so probably another $1,000 in shipping and handling, so if you were to say up to
14.
$15,000 or so, we should be within the margin.
What happens if it don't come in by election day?
They're available almost immediately, sir. If we get the order in place, we can tell them that hold on to them, don't ship. We wanna make sure we have a cancellation clause just in case we get an alternative solution. We just wanna be in a position that we can comply with the law, and the worst case scenario is we gotta have the scanners.
Do they have training that goes along with it?
That particular purchase would not, the training that we get prior to the election when the new equipment comes is exactly the same equipment as post-election.
So optical scanners are being used now,
Okay.
and that's why that number 2 scenario is if Hart could get us the cleared out new,
Yeah, the way it works is the machines are dumb.
right,
And it isn't until you put the thumb drive in with
Correct.
the software that they come to life. And then when we finish with them, we remove, on election night, the thumb drive is removed.
Right.
And it's sealed and goes to the clerk of the court, because that has copies of all the ballots. That leaves us a dumb machine.
so we
So
can get
we're hoping that they can give us another thumb drive,
Right.
a few $100s, that we can plug into a machine that we're not using anymore.
Right.
That's the way I've been pushing it, and I've been bugging Hart to come up with a solution, but of course, they're trying to sell equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're hoping we can come up with that, but just fair warning, we may have to purchase it.
Is there anything that we can do you know the patrons of the bill?
I don't have it offhand, but I could provide that to you.
Yes, would you please, and yeah, I guess that's about it. Yeah, join the club for unfunded mandates, so.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's a possibility if we could get another thumb drive, that we could use one of the old machines.
That's what we're trying, that I think
Well, our
is the
new
best
machines.
solution. I don't think law's not gonna change. They've already printed the law books, it comes into effect September 1, we're done. It's just a matter of the interpretation of the post-election work, because the law doesn't delineate between the election day and post-election. So we're hoping there's enough wiggle room there,
Right.
but we don't know, so we're trying to come up with alternative solutions.
Yeah, counties like Albemarle, Fairfax, Loudoun, Prince William, they're big counties.
So,
Folks like us in Grayson, Floyd, Giles.
so you said that you take the thumb drive out of the ones that all the ballots has been counted on, and you put it in the sealed envelope and it's put away with the other stuff.
That's correct.
How do you get new thumb drives for the next year?
The thumb drives are held for 90 days, then they're removed from the clerk of court's office, and then the data is transferred off the thumb drives onto another form of media, and that media is returned. So if that way we can recycle and reuse the thumb drives.
Okay,
We have a sufficient supply that we don't need to use any from election night. We could have thumb drives ready to go. Again,
so you're saying you got extra thumb drives?
we have extra thumb drives,
So you really don't need the other machines?
but we still need the machines, maybe.
Well, I mean, you know, the two that you're asking about.
Right,
Because
we
if you
might
got
need
extra
them.
thumb drive, you can use the old machine.
That's what,
If they allow it.
if they allow it.
allowed, okay,
So that's why there's 3 scenarios going here.
okay.
I think the middle one is the most desirable, but it may not come to that.
Well, you had said something about purchasing more
We
thumb
have to,
drives.
we may
but-
have to purchase 2 scanners. That's the only thing we would have to purchase. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Cox?
How long is the life of those scanners if we have to purchase them?
10 to 12 years.
Just like the
Just-
voting machines?
Yeah, they're voting machines.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what they are.
They're the same thing, that when you leave a polling place and you put your ballot in,
Yeah.
those are the optical scanners.
Okay.
They're just trying to force us to use them for post-election.
Gotcha.
And it just doesn't make any financial sense when we process a dozen ballots. We can count, we can hand count a dozen ballots. Thousands, that's another story, but
Yeah. Your optimal hope, when do you think you would find out if that's a possibility or not?
I'm not optimistic. Right now, I'm getting a lot of resistance, I'm not getting responses to emails, so I'm not optimistic. So I think just to be safe, it would be good to get a contingency order into Intercivic and say, we need these 2 machines, reserve them for us, but have an escape clause. So if we do get our preferred choice, we can cancel it. That's the way I like to work.
Last question, but are there other localities that's trying to fight for the same thing you are,
Yeah.
similar to us?
Yes, all the small localities that have between less than 20,000 registered voters, the after their post-election work is very, very small. You get a few stragglers of the mail-in ballots that you have to deal with. We get a few provisionals and we get a few same-day registrations.
Right.
If you get like Montgomery County, 91,000 people, 56,000 registered voters, and the school, they get 4,000 to 8,000 same-day registrations on a big election. So they have to use optical scanners, and of course they had them for a long time. But all the small localities, particularly west of this here.
Yeah.
They're in the same situation, we've been talking it up, trying to get pressure on them, we don't see the law change. We're just hoping for a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
So I apologize for coming to you asking for more money. I wish I didn't have to do that. But my last duty for you this evening is that we completed the last election. I have the abstracts of votes, which I'm gonna hand over here, and then you'll review them and approve them later on under your
Thank you.
business.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Paul.
Don't see no constitutional officers stuff in. Have anything on the upcoming? Okay.
We wanna do something?
All right, it is the intent that all persons attending the meeting of the board, regardless of handicapping conditions, shall have an opportunity to participate. If any person present requires any special assistance, please let the board know in order that arrangements can be made. Speakers are limited to 4 minutes. Sharing or giving away unused time is not permitted. The board does not respond to questions or comments made by the speaker during the public comment period. And I'll open the public comment.
The first speaker is Kamala Bowers from the Little River District.
Look at that fancy one there. Premium.
It's fancy.
It is.
I don't think I'm gonna take 4 minutes, but I first wanna say thank you to all of you for voting to let us, the citizens of Floyd County, vote on the 1% tax to support our schools. And I'm here today as an owner of a tourism business, actually several, because we own the lodging at the Eco Village as well. I wanna speak in support of the 1% tax and the encouragement of that it's fine for tourism. I like sharing the wealth with tourists. I like them to help us pay for our school buildings. Makes me very happy to have them share in that expense. Floyd County needs to invest in our school buildings. You all know that. Thankfully, we had people in our community many years ago when those schools were built. What was it,
39.
39 for one, and I think the high school was 60.
63.
Yeah, so people before us had the wherewithal to think it for our future children. And, you know, as the song goes, the children are our future. I think investing in the school buildings is extremely important. I don't have any kids in the schools. I probably will never have my kids moved. They went to Floyd County for a little bit, they moved out, and my grandkids aren't coming here, and I don't care. I support the schools. Without an educated public, we don't have employees. You know, we need students to get a good education, and we need them to be comfortable in the schools. And yes, tourists should help us pay for it. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Tom Cosgrave from Indian Valley.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for giving me a chance to talk. I live on Firehouse Road and kind of wanted to talk about what's been going on the road, what the future may have there. Some of you may have talked to me or my wife. But thank you all for the help with the dust suppression when they started the paving. It was a mess, and that company was not in any interest in doing anything with it. And now all the residents on the road have an access to a paved road, and we understand there's some potential that the rest of the road is going to be paved. We're here to voice our concern that we're not interested in that. Would like the money to be better spent. I've heard a couple things tonight where that money could go. Because right now we're well into $1 million over on that road. And it's driving around at about 1.5 miles, so it's not a significant burden on anybody to drive up easy and across Telford if they don't want to take the dirt road shortcut. And we've probably been impacted more than anybody. The road's 18 inches higher in front of our house, flows back into our driveway. You walk out to our mailbox, and our mailbox is about that high off the ground. So it's a little different. So that's our main concern. We just like to leave the rest of the road as it is.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
That's all. All right, with that, we'll close the public comment period. Go down to old business.
All right, first, sir, on the list is, per the last board meeting when we were discussing various roads, and Mr. Clark from VDOT was here, and Firehouse Road came into question, and if, he sent, an amended resolution, so if the board wants to discuss Firehouse Road to be part of the 6-year road plan that you have already passed, I believe in May, we would have to do an amended resolution to add Firehouse Road or the continuation of the plan. So you have the resolution in your packet.
You got me confused on that. I thought when we put it on there, then we approved a 6-year road plan, it was for the whole road.
It was.
It was.
So now
There was
why
no
do we need the
indication as-
resolution?
Right, there was no indication when you asked me to, investigate that there hasn't been since I've been involved, it's either a remaining, the words that are any type of segregation in the road, it's remaining or intersection is usually the words that, otherwise it's Old Mill Road, it's, Ferny Creek, it's the road. There's no indication to stop at 1 to 12 and don't finish to 15, so.
Yeah, I have a couple of things to say. First off, when we do a resolution here in this boardroom for a 6-year road plan, that takes us through the year. And we do not amend, and I'm not, as I've said to a few people, I don't fall on the sword of it's always because we've done it that way that we should do it. That's not the point here. What is the point is we are deliberate, we have deliberations, we talk, and we decide what is going to be on that resolution. I really don't care what other counties do. I don't care what Montgomery, Floyd, Franklin, Giles, any other counties. Here in Floyd, we make the decision on a 6-year road plan, we revisit the following spring, and then we pass a new resolution for continuation of either roads or take off roads or whatever. So for me, I just as soon table this idea currently before us and not move forward on it. That is my thought process.
Well, was it the third one down, pretty well says what I just said. Says the intent of the Board of Supervisors when Route 765 Firehouse Road was originally included in the 6-year plan to be a hard surface to the intersection of 766 Easy Drive. So it's like it's a little redundant to have a resolution that,
Well, and.
I mean, that's just my feeling.
Well, and I questioned it when he first brought it up, because we've already approved it.
Correct.
If there's a procedure within VDOT, they have to handle that, not us. Am I?
Yes, sir. You are correct.
So, I've been on this board since 1992, off and on. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. We've already approved that road. And if VDOT wants to, they already have our approval to do the full length of the road, if that's what they choose to do. I know there was a problem with the one property owner, but that's been resolved. And it was my understanding, and I don't know if my understanding in the beginning was that they had plans to go all the way through the road.
Correct.
That was mine, and the only hiccup was that, they needed one, permission or,
Right.
and, Mr. Turman said he'd sign any papers that they needed to
Right.
finish the road, and he did.
So,
So-
I don't see. I'm not opposed to finishing the road, please don't take it that away. But we start down this, and I know I preached at a lot of setting precedents, but I don't know that we need to take on any more of VDOT's responsibility.
Well, what I'm afraid of too is, we've got roads on there where they've started and then stopped, and started and then
Yeah.
stopped. What's gonna keep a resolution coming through telling them to do it all at one
Right.
time?
Right.
Yeah,
Isn't Hope Road, isn't that on the same category as Firehouse though, and y'all, it's back at the top of the list?
Nope.
No, but
Is
it took, me and
approved
Jerry a
to go
long
all the way?
time,
it had nothing to do with right of ways or anything like that. They went so far on it and stopped because of the new restriction, EPA restriction.
Right.
The drainage.
The drainage restriction.
Yep.
Then they brought it back. And I'm not sure, but
Yeah, that's really not, that's like
I don't
an
think we had to
apples,
do a resolution.
we didn't do a
No, we did
resolution,
not.
no.
and it's a sort of an apples to orange comparison.
And.
Right.
Forgive me, I'm looking through the list. That was their decision, and they decided to go ahead and complete the rest of the road.
Right.
We didn't do an additional resolution or anything like that on it. And, that was internal and interdepartmental stuff, which was outside of our realm.
Yep.
Because we approved it, just like, the way it's similar, we approved it all the way through.
If I remember right, they had enough money to finish Hope Road, but not enough money to start another road. So they just diverted that money and went ahead and finished Hope Road.
That was correct.
And let me say this, I know it's listed as number one, but the numbers on this to me have always been, that's the number we turned in, a number associated with it. And that doesn't mean that I consider Pine Forest Road the last road, because their restrictions, if you remember, and I made this comment to David when we turned in this long list, that VDOT's own restrictions of 50 vehicles per day, we basically put this list together. We didn't prioritize, or I didn't. It was a list and, pick the ones that meet the requirements.
Sometimes this is a pretty arbitrary numbered system that they put numbers on.
Yeah,
It doesn't always,
Just because it's a certain place on there, if they got enough money to do a road,
they do
not
it.
the other one.
right, and it's
they'll
a
drop down
smaller,
and pick it
right,
up.
right. And if anybody has nay or yay for a road, it's best to take that up with VDOT too. Let them know.
I wish we had more authority.
Yeah,
I wish they hadn't had, since the late '70s, hadn't worked their best to transfer authority away from local governments to the Richmond office.
Only thing we can do is give it to Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark gives it to people that gotta have it. And then we've done our due diligence, he's did his, it's up to the other people now.
Right.
It's not up to us.
I mean, if
so,
and like I said, I'm not opposed to finishing the road. It's, forgive me, I don't have dog in that hunt, that's y'all's districts, between yours and his. But, I've always said at this table since the very beginning, if you look at that list, I think I have 2 roads in it. They're finishing Hope, and I introduced Old Mill, which is not gonna meet the 50 per day, so you can say, I don't have a road in this list. And that's okay with me. I've always, here in the courthouse district, the majority of my roads are paved. Now, I'll fight you all day long on maintenance money and pothole fixing, but not on paving the roads. And I've always stepped back from that from day one and allowed, because I know y'all's districts have roads that need paving.
They do,
Much more than my district. And that's not cutting the people in my district. I have one road that I put on, that previous supervisor had put on. First thing I got was a petition from every single person on that road. They did not want it upgraded, so I pulled it out. And, I just don't understand why suddenly we have to do individual resolutions halfway through.
well, we don't.
We've already approved that road. If they wanna proceed, if they proceeding on it, then they've already got our approval.
I'll take a motion to the table.
She did.
I did.
I'll second for a vote, but under discussion, I wanna have further discussion with Mr. Clark on this.
Yeah, I think we need to bring it up with Dave when he's here.
Okay.
But let's
We'll
not be
put it on
rude
the
to him. So
Got it.
And as I said, it's nothing against you or your road or it's just, this is something totally new
we opening a can of worms.
that I
if we
don't think's necessary. They already have the permission to do the road from us as part of the secure road plan. We approved.
I believe Chris Price said the best way to get it finished would be to do it as an out-of-cycle project.
Whatever. But
That's up to
but that's
VDOT.
in their
Yeah,
purview.
it's up to them.
That's VDOT.
Like it was us.
Nope, it's
That's what I'm
VDOT.
asking.
That's VDOT.
Yeah,
It's
that's
VDOT.
VDOT's
We
responsibility.
gave them a list and we told them point blank, go through, do what you can.
It plainly says in the resolution that it was
Approved all the way.
Sir, do you want this tabled for the next meeting that David Clark attends?
Yes.
I'd like a better explanation from him.
Okay, yeah,
Why
well,
all of
I'll
a
communicate with him as
sudden?
well.
Yeah, give him a heads up.
I
I don't wanna take him by surprise. I don't like that, but he's gonna have to have a better answer than what we've got so
I
far,
agree.
for me. And I'm not trying to influence anybody else.
Do you wanna take roll?
So we'll move down to the other one. We're gonna
You
beat
want me
this
to-
horse long
I'm
enough.
gonna just do the motion, is that
Yep.
okay? Okay. On the motion to table the amended resolution to the 6-year road plan to the next meeting that David Clark attends. Ms. Cookenbook?
Yes.
Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Now, this is to the next meeting that David Clark will be here, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
This is not killing it or not, it's just putting it till he gets here.
The next one, sir, if I may, is that okay? The next one is from the Commissioner of Revenue. It's a direct economic impact and spending by industries. It goes from 2016 through 2024. If you go down, I think it should be the same. I think it's on the left-hand side, it's 131 on the side.
Yellowed it
I did
for
yellow
us.
it.
Yes, he did.
So some of the questions that we can derive, well, not some of the questions, one of the things that we can derive from this is, if you look under retail, and this is for Floyd,
Oh, wait a minute, I don't have the same one you have.
Go into Excel.
You have tourism, tourism impact,
Tourism impact, and then go into Excel.
okay, sorry.
so this is
You're
suggested
good.
because there is some, different tangibles in this, but column E shows retail, so it shows lodging, right, food and beverage, retail, recreation, transportation, okay, and total spending. But if you look at retail, that's where some of that tangibles where we were talking, came up earlier today with the 1%. We can extract somewhat of a dollar figure, with regards to that. So you would be looking at, $43,000. Now, this is 2024 numbers,
How much do you say?
43,000.
43,000.
But we'd also get 45 out of lodging, right?
Well, what is, the tax only pertains to retail, right?
Retail?
Retail,
Okay,
yeah.
Doesn't
Nope,
apply
It's
to-
not lodging, it's not medicine, it's not food and
Food, right,
beverage,
okay.
it's nothing like that, it's not recreation, so
But as I read it, restaurants, going out to a restaurant is going to be.
That's not,
And
that's not how it originally read, if something has changed or evolved,
And it can only be spent on capital projects associated
schools,
with
with
the
the schools,
schools.
that's it. There's
So,
no diversion,
know,
there's no anything.
I mean, theoretically,
I'll revisit that.
we could let
Yes,
that
please.
build. We could let that build. It doesn't have to be spent in the year it's collected.
No, sir,
It could build up to where we could repave a parking lot or
that's correct.
whatever,
Right.
is
That's
my
correct.
understanding.
That is correct.
If there's, now, I wanna make sure, cause I wanna make sure I didn't tell anybody wrong. Let's say we have a capital projects
Mhm.
and we have to take a loan out.
Mhm.
Now, it can be an offset of the loan, but can it also be part of the debt payment? Go toward it?
Yes.
That's what I
Yes, it
thought.
can,
So it can go to debt payments.
correct,
I wanted to
for,
make sure.
for a capital improvement plan for the schools,
Schools, on new projects.
that's correct.
Now, it won't, it's not a substitute for what's existing.
No,
It's
sir.
new projects
That is
going
correct.
forward. I just wanted to make sure I
Past
hadn't
the
told.
November election, yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
I wanted to make sure I hadn't told someone wrong. I thought I had it right, but, and y'all forgive me, there's so much stuff, sometimes it gets jumbled up and I have to re-verify, but.
So I just wanted to give you this, plus it gives you, a good, yes, please.
Yeah,
So-
so the 4.3, on this Excel document, that represents 4.3 million, is that what that represents?
That's correct.
So for, I was just going back in the spreadsheet here a little bit, so for, our data only runs to 24, but,
Correct.
22, 23, 21, and 24, all was roughly 4.2 to
Correct.
4.3.
It's consistent, so that's why I said it's roughly, and again, some of that retail may be spices, or maybe, you know, where it might fall into the other category, but not to the degree, so you're looking at 40 to 46,000.
The last question, but did we ever figure out, is the town included in
It
this?
is,
Yes.
Okay, alright,
yes, I verified that with the attorney, as you guys requested.
okay.
So this was just information purposes, just for you guys to get a gauge. I know it's been up in the air. We're still kind of monitoring, working with the Commissioner of Revenue. We'll get some, hopeful, more current numbers, but it's pretty consistent, like you said, Mr. Cox.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you tell Lisa, thank you for
I
getting
will,
that to
yeah,
us.
she was intricate.
Yeah.
Sir, if I want me to keep moving down, okay. Next is new business, and Mr. Kitchen came and he presented the abstracts for the August 4th dual party primary election. The official abstracts are coming your way. You also have a copy of them in your board.
Pitiful.
Numbers, it's,
So yeah, the turnout.
Pitiful. But thank everybody who worked the elections.
yes.
They did a fine job, but sad.
I've always had a thought in my head, and we've never done it, it's never happened, what if we don't approve? I seen 3 hairs fall out just then.
You're just accepting the piece. Already signed.
I had to do it, I'm sorry. But if I pick at you, I like you, so don't.
Thank you, Mr.
Ladina can attest to that.
I have the scars.
I'll have a chat with you.
Take a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Second.
Alright, on the motion to approve the official abstracts from August 4th, 2026 dual party primary election, Mr. Booth,
Yes.
Ms. Cookenbook,
Yes.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
Mr. Phillips,
Yes.
and Mr. Terman.
Yes.
Alright, thank you. Alright, next on the agenda, and there's 2 different, so it's November and December's meeting schedule. We figured we'd get it done now and communicate it,
Look at us.
advertise it. November, the issue is, the board meeting is at the same time as the VACO annual conference, which is November 8th through 11th.
Yeah.
Did we have a suggestion for November?
We usually move it over to next Thursday, don't we?
Well, we wouldn't, so we wouldn't be able to do that for that particular meeting because it's that kind of week.
Oh, okay.
We have
I
done it
thought-
on
but I
Wednesday.
thought-
They come back
the-
on the 10th, it's the
Oh,
7th.
my apologies, I was in next week, sorry about that. So you're saying the 12th, sir?
Alright, we have to pick another date too.
Following Tuesday.
So if I'm understanding you, November 12th for the, November 12th for the regular board meeting and then the 17th for the weather delay date?
Mhm.
The 17th.
Yeah, it's following Tuesday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
What was the November date?
12th.
12.
And this way I can advertise it, because I have to legally advertise the
And
change.
17th for the alternate date.
17.
Last question.
December,
Normally in November and December, we just hold one meeting.
That's right.
Okay. I just wanted
See
to make sure.
Well, we have in the past done 2 meetings in December
if
when we've
needed.
needed.
Yeah, just when,
We'll be all right.
You don't know.
that was in years where everything was
Drunken
falling
hope.
apart.
So, I don't know if you wanna do them one or do them both at the same time.
Still both.
Is that okay? Do both?
Right,
Okay.
Get to December.
So December, Jenny and I looked through everything and our suggestion, would be on the 15th.
Why not keep it the 8th, and just in case, we could do this 22nd?
We were thinking in the terms of like on the AP side,
Right.
if we did the 15th,
It gives us more time to
Yeah.
process and get everything in.
to try to get as much as we can in
Right.
that first run. We usually do an additional check run for December and send it out for consensus.
Right.
But if we do it on the 15th, we can capture more.
And then do Thursday, the 17th as the backup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was the thought.
And then if we had to, we could always meet on the 22nd,
If we
if we
had
had to. If you're ready.
Yeah.
Alright, I'd like to make a motion to change our meeting dates for the month of November and December 2026. The November meeting will be held on the 12th with our inclement weather date being November 17th. And in December, we would have our regular meeting on the 15th with inclement weather date being the 17th, and if needed, another meeting for the 22nd.
We can just have a special call.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Second.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Here's me.
Well, nobody else spoke up.
Leave me hanging.
Call roll, sir? Okay, on the motion, for the November and December Board of Supervisors meeting date change for the November, the change, would be on the 12th with the inclement weather being the 17th. And December meeting would be changed to the 15th with inclement weather on the 17th? Yeah, on the 17th. Ms. Cookenbook.
Yes.
Mr. Booth.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Just trying to check those things off. All right, next, keep going. Next is the,
We on the road.
that's right, this was an email that was sent out, and by consensus, we move forward with the grant application with regards to the historic resources inventory. And so this would be the letter, and wanna make sure we get it on the agenda for official approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter for the grant application for the Floyd County Historic Resources Inventory.
Second.
I would just like to make mention that I don't think there is anything more important than our history as it pertains to our county's long and storied historic history, and I think anytime we can have resources inventoried like this, there have been many people that have spent a good part of their lives trying to catalog and do this kind of stuff, and if we can kind of bring it all together and get it done, I think it leaves a lasting impact for our generations that will come after us.
Too much of our history's gone down the drain. So. Go ahead.
All right, on the motion to approve the grant application for Floyd County Historic Resource Inventory, Ms. Cookenbook.
Yes.
Mr. Booth.
Yes.
Mr. Cox.
Yes.
Mr. Phillips.
Yes.
And Mr. Terman.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you all.
and spent a lot of time, so thank you, Ladina. next on the agenda is the approval of the move forward through the land division workshop to have a notice of public hearing with the proposed changes to the Floyd County Land Division Ordinance. In your packet is a copy of the ad that would be, if approved, that would be put into the paper.
I didn't see
Thank you,
anything-
Carla, but this was
I
Carla.
didn't see anything wrong with it.
Mm-mm.
I'll make a motion that we set our September 22nd of 2026 at 6 p.m. for the joint land division ordinance public hearing.
I'll second it.
That covered?
Okay, on the motion to go ahead and move forward with a public hearing for the proposed land division ordinance changes for September 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Mr. Booth?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Ms. Cookenbook?
Yes.
And Mr. Chairman.
Yes,
All right, thank you all.
we don't have any closed sessions, so, move the board now.
I'm just wondering if we shouldn't maybe make a motion about the voting machines, or if we should. I mean, I guess I'll ask you, I mean, what do you,
I think the way that Mr. Kitchen, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, you can, of course, do whatever you, but I think with the three possible proposals, we know the amount. We know that, what the explanation is, but if there may be where we wouldn't have to do that at all, it could save time and go ahead and prove it, and we have to, we get them. I mean, I understand the concept, but we're not sure if we 100% need them as of yet,
Is it okay if I respond?
please.
I would suggest earmarking the funds. I will be with Sarah tomorrow and we will get with Hart to place an order with a cancellation clause. The reason for that is that if we get an alternative, great. If we don't, we need to move forward, and there's limited time. Because we have mandated requirements to test equipment prior to the election. They have the equipment, it can come quickly, we just wanna have the administrative stuff done, so we can say ship.
I mean, with a cancellation clause, that would,
Yeah, but
You could make your motion subject to us getting the cancellation clause, we'll do our utmost.
we need a dollar amount.
no,
we
we can
have
go
like,
up to
up,
14.
Approximately
probably up to,
15.
yeah, probably
14,
up to either
15.
14,500, 15,000. Mr. Kitchen provided it was 12,
9, 12,
About 9:12.
929,
$12,920, so
29.
We can make a motion to authorize and give the
20,
county administrator
not 29.
authorization that if necessary, move $15,000 from there to there
Okay,
if necessary.
mm-hmm,
Then
Yes.
that covers, you're good to go. If you get something else worked out, you don't have to transfer.
Right.
perfect, okay.
Is that your motion?
It's the
That'd
easiest,
be my motion, authorizing you
it'd be
to,
the easiest way to do it.
authorize you that you have the authority to move up to $15,000
Okay,
to the elections to cover the scanners if necessary. Then the money, that's designated money, is still in contingency. You can go ahead and make your
with a cancellation
orders
clause.
With a
with the
cancellation.
cancellation
I
clause.
promise you we'll do our best to avoid the expense.
Well, I know, but,
Right.
and then that way she's already authorized, if you can't, and you have to have them, she's already authorized and
Thank you,
Oh, second.
appreciate it, thank you.
Alright, on a motion, sorry, to authorize staff to go ahead and move appropriate funds for up to $15,000 to elections for the scanners with appropriate documentation, which would include a cancellation clause. Mr. Booth?
yes.
Ms. Cookenbook?
Yes,
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
And Mr. Sherman?
And
Yes.
doing it this way, it doesn't automatically overinflate or your budget, you
That's
know.
right.
It's more paperwork keeping up than,
Thank you.
This is cleaner.
It is, yep,
May I
thank you.
continue on my board time? So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure we got that in. I know that there's been a lot of talk about VDOT, here, there, and everywhere. And, as much as I would like to, join the bandwagon about how bad they are and what they're doing, I know that there are a lot of local workers that work really hard, that are citizens of our county, many of them, most of them, I would dare say. And they're doing the best they can with what they have. And, as much driving as I do, as much driving as many of us do, it's not just Floyd. I mean, Patrick has their woes, Carroll, Montgomery, it's all over. And I think Jerry has mentioned this time and time again, it's just the way they reorganized VDOT. It was not in the best way for us to get the kinds of maintenance and upkeep for our region. It just doesn't work. I also think that it's really important that we all try to slow down a little bit more. There've been some major accidents in the last 2 weeks here, as well as in our neighboring counties, some of which have caused fatalities. And I think there's distraction, there's speed, there's a whole bunch of things, but I think we all have to remember that we all are responsible on our roadways and that we share the road with each other. And I think that's really important. It's really hard to read about people losing their lives in accidents. And I also want to note that if you travel Interstate 81 between, I think it was yesterday and October, there are going to be slow rolls, they call them, where they will basically slow 81 down to do blasting near the Roanoke-Botetourt County line for the improvements being done there. So if at all possible, if you can reroute yourself, maybe take a more scenic route, just to make sure that you get to your destination safely. We attended the Virginia Association of Counties Board meeting on August the 12th through the 14th. It was a very productive meeting. I will say that we had more participation for our state government officials than we have had in years. One of our members who has been on the VACO board and has been around for a very long time said that there have only been 3 governors that have ever said to the Virginia Association of Counties, please come to the table. Please, let's work together and partner. The first one was George Allen, the second one was Douglas Wilder, and the third was our current governor, Spamberger. So this is an opportunity for counties to talk about VDOT, to talk about education, to talk about unfunded mandates. And VACO as an organization intends to do so, as well as I as a member of the board of directors, and I will not speak for Jerry, but I know his commitment is there too. It was such a different tone. There was a lot of discussion about how we can make the Commonwealth better by working together. There were many representatives of all different parties as well as independents in the rooms and
All across the state.
all across the state. And it was just, the conversations were really impactful and really good. Of course, the major topics are data centers, transportation, and economic development. Those are the 3 major issues. Of course, there's always education, there's always finances, but those 3, the top 3 really resonated through all of the different committees. So it's really useful to go and represent Southwest Virginia. There are not a whole lot of us that go from this part of the state. So to have 2 of us representing Floyd and the surrounding areas is really good. So that's an important thing. And just to talk about the 1% tax, I know we'll be saying this from now until November 3rd, but it is up to 1%, and it is a way for us to fund schools and their construction needs and their maintenance needs and the upkeep without putting it on the back of your real estate taxes. It's not that we want to just tax you, that's not our goal. But this is a way for tourists to come in and give of their money. They want to come to Floyd. This will help to give us just a little bit more that we can work with and give to our schools. Our students are our future, and as much as I want to preserve the historic nature of this county, I also want to make sure that the future is being educated in safe, comfortable buildings. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And I'll go off what you said, you were talking about, this was probably, and y'all got this stuff in your packets to review. If you have questions, or if you have concerns, suggestions, I'm sure, I'm gonna speak for you too.
Yes, you can.
Either one of us, let us know. It's probably the best conference I've attended, and I've been attending them going back to 1993. It was the best one. The overall atmosphere, and you listed counties there facing problems. Well, Fairfax is facing the same problems we are. Norfolk's facing them. Bath, us, we're all in the same boat. It's just different dollars amounts. And the biggest thing, the transportation part of it, they're gonna have to come up with new ways to not, I don't wanna take a penny of money away from Fairfax. I've said this in transportation. They need every penny they can get. The Department of Transportation and the General Assembly gotta come up with new ways to fund the entire state. And when I hear them say, well, we had a $4 billion surplus, we put half of it in the rainy day fund, but we don't know what to do with the rest. I wanna strangle somebody. It's good that they're not in front of me. I'd be in the New River Valley Jail probably. Put it in one-time education expenses. Put it in the maintenance budget of the transportation department. It's not rocket science, but anyway, I won't get off on transportation or we'll be here all night. But I did have one question on first of all, have the new gates been ordered at the landfill? You know, for the cutting the bear out
At the transfer
at the
station.
transfer
I
station.
heard, I'm sorry.
I just wanna make sure.
No, hey,
You're just like.
I don't know if they have been ordered yet.
But they're on the agenda, they're,
Yeah,
okay, it's in the process. And I know there's been a lot going on. I just wanna remind, let's not forget sites in some of these other districts. You know, I've got,
We have reached out, and we got a couple that came across, but
well, I
just
don't
wasn't
want,
appropriate, so.
right, I don't, it's not the time,
Yeah.
and not ready, but just don't forget we need those sites in the other
Yes,
districts as well.
Yeah.
Just a reminder,
Mhm.
and I'll hush up, believe it or not.
Just, one thing, I visited down to the Station 3 fire, again, they asked me to come down. With some of the heavy rains over the last few weeks, the water has continued, I guess, to still be a problem. I know that we did some maintenance, some smaller maintenance repairs, and they're grateful for that, but, do we have any, update on maybe any, RFPs with maybe the overhang that we talked about or any of that?
No,
Where does that
Marco's looking
stand?
at it and getting some people in that, to be able to put the appropriate RFP out. We got the gutter guy that came in. There's one other, I think it was more for the foundation to see, because that was in question, because there's that crack that goes down and it rains, and then also looking at the garage door. So I know he was kind of trying to collect the right information to be able to put out the RFP. So definitely need new gutters, but now I think the next thing was to get somebody there that does roofing, because it appears we may have to put an extension to the roofing, like almost like an easement to come out more, to be able to put bigger gutters on, because the way it sits, you can't fit, that's the only, that's as big a gutter system as we can. So I think that was the next,
So like an awning?
yeah,
Yeah,
an extension to the roof, yeah.
And it's gonna have to be constructed in a way that it doesn't interfere with getting trucks in there.
Correct.
See, that's the other thing.
Right.
Would he be able to give us an oversight at the next May meeting about
Sure.
that project?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I wanna mention one thing on that, and if it doesn't look like we can take care of it that way, and I mentioned this years ago and I got just about run out, but remember the Woolwine Elementary School, the roof system they put on it? We may have to evaluate that station and see if it would support, and we may have to go with a different type roof than that flat.
Build a roof on a roof.
Well, I know,
No, it's,
Didn't we have to do that on the extension building, something similar?
no, they ended up elevating it, they did it
Right.
with elevation on it.
Right, that's what they did, but there was talk that we might have to do
Yeah,
that.
and I talked about one time doing it to the courthouse, and you'd have thought I shot somebody, but anyway. If we can't get what's there fixed, I think we need to start looking at
okay,
We had that problem up at,
you're welcome.
maintenance building at the landfill, that we had to go in,
Oh, really?
that was, what, 10 years ago,
Yeah, something like that.
It's probably more.
because it was washing him out every time it rained.
Yeah, I'll get with Mark, try to send you guys updates on, when stuff like that comes
You
up.
may
So.
get some idea,
Yeah.
see what they did up
I
there.
mean, I know we got a few different people out there to try to,
Yeah,
what's
this
going
has been going on so long, it's time to find a solution,
I agree,
whatever it is.
we want to, I mean,
Oh,
we
I
really
know,
do
I
want
know,
to,
I'm
yeah.
not being
Oh, no.
critical, no.
It's an issue, and then it becomes this
Well, the
mystery.
fire department was trying to figure out for a long time before we stepped in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were having trouble, so.
Mhm.
Anything more?
Yeah, I do, I have some stuff here. Linda, with what you said there a while ago on VDOT, you are right on the employees that work for VDOT here in Floyd. They do what they're told to do. They do very good. The problem I have with VDOT is the roads, all the roads here in Floyd County. I would estimate that it would probably take $1 billion to get the roads in Floyd County into the shape that they need to be in right now. I'm talking about 221 from Roanoke County line, pretty much all the way to Carroll County line is bad. All the gravel roads, bad. The list of stuff, I mean, I come in here and I give a list of stuff out to David Clark, because I asked the constituents in my district, which roads do you need worked on? And they give me a list. And I give that to David Clark. Out of that list, we might get one, maybe two of those things done. Nothing else gets done. So that's why my list, every time, a lot of that stuff on that list is I've given for 4 months. And I noticed on Facebook the other day that a lot of people was disgusted with the way the roads are, and we are too. So I mean, we're doing what we can. Now, today I sat down and I made some phone calls. I called the governor's office. I talked to a lady there and asked her about the Secretary of Transportation, because I had called his office and got no answer. And she told me that he was a constituent of the governor's office and that his office was there, and that she would relay my message to him, what roads needed to be worked on. And she asked me which ones. And I give her a list, and then of the ones in Indian Valley. Then I told her if she had a map of Floyd County, to go down on the bottom, it had listed all the roads of Floyd County in it, and to tear that off and take it to the Secretary of Transportation, because it was all on there. We need roads fixed here in Floyd County, all of them, not just one or two, all of them, we need work on them. So we're in with all the rest of the people here in Floyd, we're trying every week we come up here and talk to Mr. Clark to get these roads fixed. And we're gonna continue to, so that's what I wanted to say.
We need to turn the heat down and the rhetoric down on Mr. Clark. He has been coming to these board meetings for years. He's been one of the best representatives ever to work with.
He
You got
reports to
5
someone.
districts in this county. They can't stay in one district all the time. You may have a big list of roads, but so does Linda, so does me, everybody else. They have to divide that time between these 5 districts. They can't stay in one particular district all the time. And we can give him roads to David every day of the week. He passes it up the line, and unless them people get off their duff and start doing their work, it's not David's fault. So we need to back off from David and quit coming down on him so hard, you know. I mean, I feel sorry for him sometimes when he's standing here with everything, you know, we get throwing at him, you know. And he is a good man to work with. I've called him and have somebody in my district that wants the road done and they won't talk to somebody in VDOT. I call David, we'll set up a date and we go talk to him. I mean, he's easy to work with, but we don't need to ride that horse to death. You know, we need to sort of cool down the rhetoric on him.
Well, if I may, it's like, since I came on the board in 2018, I've been talking about the guardrail on Route 8. David puts the order in. They've taken so much power away from that. When it was Junior Gold and Bob Beasley, if you talk about guardrail, next thing you know, within 2 weeks, there's a guardrail crew out. Well, they've moved that authority to Salem. That's the problem. They've taken, you know, just like state takes authority away from us, they've taken that authority away from David, and all he can do is just, he can put the request in, but whoever's over, they don't have to listen to it. It may go on a list, and it is, well, have you ever noticed, when's the last time you saw a sign crew up here changing signs? Well, I know all of us at one point in our time or another have talked about signs that need replacing. Well, he puts a request in, and that's all he can do. He can't order, it's not like it used to be where they could send a crew out and do signs. And, it's, again, there needs to be a complete overhaul of the transportation department.
And another problem with VDOT is their waste when they do spend money. That new bridge they built up there below my house, they came in 3 months before they built that bridge, put up all new guardrails. Then they came in, tore all the guardrails out and built a new bridge. And I mentioned that to David, and David said, well, they put out a contract for X amount of guardrails, and then people higher up says, all right, put them here, here, and here. And the local people has no control over where they put your guardrails.
And those people don't look to see what's scheduled to be done on that road.
Right.
Yeah.
If I may add one more thing, you know, I know that along with VDOT, the dumpster issue is front and center for many of you, and I know how hard it is when we close dumpster sites. It affects me personally. It's all of us. If you do have land and you want to have a nice convenience center on it, like we have on Franklin Pike, that is our, I guess, example of what can be done. The bears don't get in, there is no mess, we maintain it, we make sure that the gates open and close to the best of our ability. And if something does malfunction, we're fixing it very promptly. So if you do have land that you think would work, nice level, good sight distance on either side, please call our county administration offices and we'll work hard to get something there. We need dumpster sites in Locust Grove, we need them in the Little River District, we need them in Willis and in Indian Valley. So you can become part of the solution, and that would be very helpful. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anything else?
Yeah, Is there a possibility that we could get the recycle bin put back at the Allen Ridge site? And also they asked about a cardboard bin or can. Now, they removed the one, the Max Mountain one here a while back. They said that it was because it was too far to drive out to pick up the cardboard. I don't understand all that, but
I don't know about that one.
yeah,
The Allen Ridge one, let me get with the drivers, because
okay.
we have to, put it, a little further back, so we'll have to level it out and gravel it, and as long as they have enough, it's safe enough, for,
Well, the recycle bin was actually on the other side of the dumpsters in the gravel part before.
yeah,
Okay,
we have to position the dumpsters differently now,
mhm.
so it would block a drive.
The drive to get to the recycle, I think they always have blocked it, getting down there.
Okay, yeah, I'll revisit it,
Okay.
absolutely.
Is that it? Anybody know? Alright.
I can come up with one more if you want.
No, yeah,
I told you I wouldn't, but if it
I
is.
could come up with a lot, but we'll keep my mouth shut. Alright, Parks and Rec.
If it's okay, sir, we didn't notice, Jenny's gonna read what's in the correspondence packet, if you're okay with that?
So in your correspondence folder, there's a separate folder for VACO sub documents that Mr. Booth and Supervisor Cooper brought back to share, so those items have been put in that folder. Then you have your Land Division Agent Report from Carla for July. The tourism update, which I believe is also in the regular packets regarding that 1%. And then there is a preserving local authority document in there. I can't remember where that came from. Do you remember?
That came from the Commissioner of the Revenues Association.
Yes.
So Lisa and her,
Yeah, she shared that as
Yes.
well.
Just make sure we shared it with you.
And that is for the local transient occupancy tax.
Also in there, cause it doesn't look like
It's
it's
not
in yours,
showing,
the county finances, so again, monthly, you'll start getting your expenditure and revenue reports. That one that's in there, presently represents July and August. So we'll get that in there monthly. You ready for me?
Also animal control.
Oh, I'm
which
sorry.
I'll-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why yours didn't
Mine
update.
didn't update.
Animal control, like
Read that first.
every other department we have, will present that's a 3-week snapshot. So it'll be a monthly report of calls, what type of calls.
Nice. I wanna commend staff for everything that you have done to transform our animal control. You know, it's amazing what you've done.
Yeah.
And I know you had talked about, and I think in your report, you're gonna talk about the volunteers that have been there for a long, long time. They've been through I believe they've been on long enough that they were when the county had it, when the sheriff's department had it, and now when the county has reassumed it.
Yeah,
And
some
I
of
think they have, and they are our best indication that we are on the right track, because they say that they've never seen it quite like this before, so you know, some of you may not have pets, I do, and I don't know how, well, I'll leave that for another meeting, but thank you all for
Thank you.
what you've done and accomplished in a very short amount of time to transform that operation.
And the format of reporting, great, because that's what, when the county had it, that's what we got. The animal control officer came up,
Yep,
he went
he did,
over
yeah.
it, talked about calls, you
Yep.
know, number of calls
We'll
that
probably
come
do that
in,
quarterly.
and and the calls responded to too.
Yep.
And that's a big point that's been a burr for me with some of my constituents is the call, nobody answers. nobody would answer, so they called dispatch, well, that didn't go anywhere. And some of them never received, I mean, they called me 2 or 3 months later and said they were still waiting on the call back. But you've taken care of that, you've got that taken care of, you've got responses, you know, everybody's responding like they should. And I will say this, the care of the animals is from what I've been told, great. So
Yep.
I agree with her, y'all done a great job.
Thank you. The only thing that will change on that form is we're gonna add a line of like internal, external meetings, and trainings, just so you
Well,
can
Right.
see that kind of
Good.
progress.
I got something on that, but I'll talk to you back a little bit.
Okay. Should I, right before I get to, and I know Danny had the flyer up, but I do wanna, let you guys know that we had a fairly big DEQ audit today, Jenny and I. So we were down there bright and early, and met with DEQ. Let me just commend Cheryl, because he found things in you need to get your cows in that field, cause usually he bush hogs it, cause this audit is usually in September, towards the end. But they called to have it a little early. But he took us back there to the old landfill where all the the pump well is, and 22 of them exactly.
Very
And
impressive.
it was, there's no road there, it was impressive, so Cheryl just.
Did some off-roading today, did you?
He did, whether we liked it or not, but it was impressive, and he was. So I just wanna make sure to commend, as well as staff having all the documentations, our new staff, Alexis, Jimmy, and Chris down there, and their documentation. It went extremely well. We will have it was for the transfer station in the old landfill, and when she walked out, 0 deficiencies.
Excellent.
Nice.
So I'm super proud of them.
We've got a good crew over there.
I'm super proud of them, and Roy and his crew on the recycling, they've revamped the whole recycling area.
Good.
It's as for what it can be. He's cleaned it out, he's organized it, they're shutting it down, they're making better signs just to aesthetically be, they're really involved, and so I couldn't be more proud, but to walk into that to 0
Excellent.
deficiency, I was pretty ecstatic with that crew, so.
I think we may have overwhelmed the DEQ
Yeah.
auditor a
They
little
say
bit, 'cause
they-
we're like, we have this, and we have this. She's like, okay, all right.
I'll get to that,
They use, of course, you found this out in your tenure, but, sometimes if they can't find anything major, they get picky on the little stuff. And apparently this time there wasn't any little stuff to get picky on.
That's correct.
And that probably turned down some of the heat on us, on some of this other stuff they pushing us.
That's right,
Cause
I
they know
believe-
we're
I think
doing
this will
what
help.
we're supposed to do.
that's right.
Mm.
So, and especially, like I said, I wanted to let them know, and pretty proud, so. Up on the board is, and Dustin had mentioned it during the EMS board meeting, is the Floyd Emergency Preparedness Fair flyer. And speaking to Ms. Bowers in the public there, the governor actually just put down a executive order, which is Executive Order 19, to mandate that we have to do this, but we've already been doing it, so, thank you for reminding me about that, but yep, we're all set. Danny, Dustin will be presenting, Danny, emergency management, I'll be there, Jenny, so we've been part of this team. You have anyone from, the health district, extension office, EMS, fire, police, I'm trying to get, some from APCO, maybe VDOT, so DSS, so it's we're really trying to build this up to get partnership out there and communication to help people become more aware, prepared, and resources. So, and partnership for Floyd, because that's really who has driven this. Next on the list, Parks and Rec. There's some communication out there already, but we'll just throw it again. This is part of the programming that our parks and our recreation department is evolving to and begin, already have a few signed up. People are starting to call, all of them wanna take the new transportation. So I think this is gonna really lead,
Great.
I'm hoping this leads into more offerings for people in the community to get out and socialize and be able to do so. Big deal, you know, the other day, we had the pleasure of going to the corner and Dalen, welcome home. It was a beautiful event, people there welcoming him, there's EMS, volunteer fire. He was actually picked up in the fire truck, which was pretty cool. There was admin, courthouse, I mean, everybody was out on the corner to welcome him. I think there's one more picture, Danny, of the family, if you could please.
I believe that they also took him to Willis Elementary School.
Yep,
And
that's
they
right.
welcomed him back as well.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure, you know, people had that opportunity. Just if you weren't able to go, that it was beautiful. So just what Floyd is.
Yep.
Back circle around, animal control, you have the stats in your folder, but we also met with the volunteers who have been there through several shifts and turns, so they are really excited about the changes. We've been talking about, you know, some scheduling, getting more volunteers. They're a big conduit between the animal control, or have been a great conduit, and Humane Society. So we're building up on that. All three of them have taken their oaths, went to clerk and got their oaths taken. Continuing, they're doing online classes, one just took a VDEM class, which has to do with animal control, and today Marissa went to burp
Yes,
training.
training.
Bovine emergency response. So any trainings, they are just so eager and wanna do this. So that's exciting. And then lastly, Danny, Dustin and I met for emergency management after action meeting. Had a great conversation about, you know, moving forward, command station, mainly about the festivals, and pros, cons, what can we do better. Really pleased about the outcome, have received up through today, had somebody here, how complimentary of Danny and Dustin and how Floyd County represented and continue to move forward. Danny and Dustin will also be, especially with Floyd Fest, cause that was the fairly most recent, we're gonna do, you know, where Blacksburg, VDEM, Floyd Fest itself, security, fire, health department, they're all gonna be, and we're gonna have a festival-wide, I guess that's the best way to put it, after action meeting. So we'll keep you updated on that. And lastly, downstairs, they're, at least visually, it appears making some more progress. We have a meeting on Friday to review and move forward. We're keeping real tight schedule of that. The engineer signed, he's been on top of it. I walked down unfortunately the other day and I was like, why is the rug gone? So I gave him a call and his response was, well, I think it was in error, so I guess you're getting a new rug.
Congratulations.
So I said, well, keep me posted on that cost, might have to get some different flooring, you know, so. But you know, they're set to November, so the beginning of November. So we'll keep the last rental for the month of November, but that's gonna be the move. Obviously, elections will not, they will be after they get through their primary, so no pressure. But across the street and all their file cabinets and things from the courthouse and their station will be here.
Okay.
And we won't be paying rent anymore over there,
Very good.
that's all. Boom, boom, boom.
Really? If that's the case, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Alright, a motion to adjourn, Ms. Cook and Book,
Yes.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
Mr. Phillips,
Yes.
Mr. Booth,
I guess.
and Mr. Terman.
Yes.
Alright.